Hi guys, Larissa with BeCozi.net is here. Today I would like to introduce some of our new colors of variegated chenille yarn. So first one is gray and blue. It's a beautiful combination of gray and blue color. Second one we call purple haze. It's black and purple color. And also beautiful combination of colors, we call it sea foam. And last but not the least, blush gray cream. This is a really beautiful color. We'll be using it today for making a baby blanket. And let me show you the blankets that we will be making. So this is the blanket made with sea foam chenille, and I also used 2/3 of the skein of ivory color around. This blanket is made with casting on 12 stitches, and then I used all 2 skeins of sea foam color. And then the blanket that we will be making today, I made with 14 stitches to cast on. You see that's a little bit wider and then a little bit shorter, but I think it's a really good size. It's more square one. So this is a blush gray cream color, and also the same I have a ivory 2/3 of a skein around, and I will show you in my video how to do it. So I have a doll here because we obviously don't have babies at the office, but I have a beautiful baby here. So these 2 beautiful blankets, you can see how wonderful they look with a baby. So that's how it will look when you have them on your baby. So if you're ready, let's get started. Okay guys, so we will use 2 skeins of this new color that we have. We call it blush gray cream. It's really beautiful color, if you can see. And also we will use 1 skein of ivory color to go around. Okay, so if you're ready, let's get started. We will start with casting on 14 stitches. So first of all, make a knot at the end, cut the tail, and now we will be making our first stitch. So our first stitch, we're placing the yarn over, then insert your hand inside this loop, grab working yarn and pull it through. So this is our first stitch, and make it smaller by pulling working yarn. We will keep the first row of stitches about 2 inches big. Now the same technique, insert your hand, grab working yarn and pull it out. And this way, now we will use the right hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. Keep doing the same way. This is our casting on, and we will need 14 stitches to cast on for this baby blanket. Okay, let's see. Counting stitches is easy. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 and 2 more. So we have a chain of 14 now, guys. What we're doing next, we are turning this cast on chain on the opposite side like that. And now we will be knitting all these little bumps in the middle. Can you see them? 1 2 3 4 5. So this is the top of the stitch, this is the bottom. We will be using the middle part. So you are keeping the first stitch out, it's the first stitch already, then you're using this bump and then all the other one. Lift this bump, grab working yarn and pull it through. This is your second stitch. Lift the bump, grab working yarn, pull it through. Make sure you're using all middle part of the chain this way you will see a beautiful chain on the bottom of the blanket, like this. See? So if you're doing it this way, if you're pulling through the first row this way, that's what you will get. So 14 stitches, guys. Here you go. This is our first row. Now we will be knitting second row. Second row will be the same technique, only I will be using left hand. Inserting hand, grab working yarn, pull it through. The stitch is a little bit too big, so I'm trying to make it smaller. So now the same technique, guys. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, and pull it through. This new variegated color chenille is extremely soft and beautiful. It's perfect for baby blanket, for baby girl. It's actually perfect for a blanket for adults too. It's really nice color. So this is our second row, guys, and now we are making the next row, the third one. Starting this row, I will be skipping this first stitch. I will be just leaving it laying here, and I will be starting with the second one. The reason I am doing it, because this way the sides of the blanket will not be curling, they will be nice and straight, and we will have a nice chain, the same as here on the bottom. There will be the same chain on both sides, just because we are skipping the first stitch in every row. So you knit in the last one, remember, you knit in the last one, but when we're going at the beginning of the row, it's just laying here and you're going to the second one. So the only row when we actually knitted the first stitch was this second row. All the other rows, first stitch we are skipping, knitting the last, skipping the first. So now I will be knitting the same way until I use all 2 skeins, and I will come back and show you how to connect the yarn. Okay guys, so we're done with our first skein, and now we will connect the second one. Connecting is very easy. You are just making a knot like that, and then another knot, and make it tight, and then cut the tails close to the knot like that. Here, you connected it. Now pull it, that you would make sure that it was connected nicely. And this knot is not really noticeable in the middle of the blanket if you make it right. And then we will keep knitting our second skein. Guys, so we are almost done with our second skein, and now in order to finish it, to cast off, you will need to have 3 lengths of a blanket left. So 1, 2, and 3. See, 1, 2, 3. This will be enough to cast off. So for casting off, you're taking 2 stitches together and then pushing the working yarn through. So this is our first stitch that we made from 2, and we have 1 left. Now add another one, you will have 2, and then knit them like that. So the same technique, the working yarn goes through the yarn, only for casting off we're using 2 and making it 1, and then adding another one and making 1 again. This way you can see we have this beautiful chain on the top of the blanket, and you're doing it to all stitches. Make sure not to miss any, otherwise it will start unraveling if you miss 1 stitch and in the middle. So here we are. This is the last two stitches. This is the last stitch here. Connect them together. Working yarn goes through, and now we can weave it in like that. Weave in or hide on the back between the stitches. Here we are. So we finished our blanket. It's a small size, it's a baby blanket, and here the bottom of the blanket we're doing the same, guys. We're going underneath the chain, hiding the tail, and then when we have a little piece left, we will hide it between the stitches on the back. Chenille yarn is very soft. You will not really see it. See, you don't see where the end is. So now our blanket is ready. We will be adding this beautiful layer of the ivory color around. I really like to do it, guys, because it makes this blanket look even better, because it has this accent ivory color that is the same as ivory in the variegated color. We will start from the corner, and to start you insert, let's make a, as usual, we're making a knot and cutting the tail close to the knot like that. This prevents unraveling. And now insert this end underneath the stitch in the corner like that. What we're doing now, we are keeping it like this, and now go to the next stitch, underneath the next stitch with your fingers, grab this yarn and pull it out. Now we have two stitches, if you can see 1 and 2. Keep this one hanging there at the end. Now we're taking these two and grabbing working yarn and pull it through this 2. So we will be basically doing crocheting stitch. So you're keeping the stitch on your fingers and you're going underneath the next stitch on the blanket and making another stitch. So you have 2, grab working yarn, pull it out. The same with the next one. Pull out a stitch, you have 2, grab working yarn, pull it through 2. This way you will have this beautiful white color all the way around the blanket, and that will be really nice looking. Here you go. See what we have here? We started from the corner. We still have this end hanging here, and this is our white crocheting stitch all the way around the blanket. So on the corner, guys, make sure that you make a corner looking beautiful, and for this reason we actually make an extra stitch on the angle over here. Okay, so extra stitch, and then you're turning your blanket, and then you're going underneath the chain here. So make sure to make that extra stitch. This way it will turn on the side or the angle of the blanket nicely, and it will look beautiful, and also it will not be pulling the yarn. Okay guys, I want to show you something. I have questions from our customers. When they see something like that, they think that this is something wrong with the yarn. There is nothing wrong. This is just a little string that you need to get rid of. When chenille yarn is being dyed, they're using the strings to hold it together, and then sometimes they keep this little string and forget removing it. So it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the yarn. Just remove that piece of string and keep using your yarn. Okay, so we're approaching the corner again. So again, make sure make one extra stitch on the corner, guys. So we are here on the where we started. So we're doing the same thing. We're making extra stitch here, and you can see that we still see the gray. So let's make one more stitch to connect all white. Okay, so now it's all connected. Now we can cut our yarn, ivory, make a knot to prevent unraveling. Cut. And now what we're doing with this end, insert the tail inside this last stitch, pull it, and then hide it in the next stitch like that. So this is the next stitch, and you're going underneath and then underneath this guy. This way it will be nice and beautiful. And there on the back you can actually make a knot with these two stitches and keep it like that, or hide it. It's up to you, like this. Yeah, let's hide it. Here you go. Nice and beautiful. So our beautiful variegated color chenille baby blanket with the ivory color all around is ready. And you can find this yarn at becozi.net. Stay warm and be cozy.